I see dead people.
Hated to love it, the underdogs on top. And I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop.
Go ahead, envy me. I'm Raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you keep
The underdogs on top. The underdogs on top.
Go ahead, envy me.
The underdogs on top.
And I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me.
Rockin' like the
Rockin' like a 6 on top. Whole club rockin' like a 6.
rockin' like the
Rockin' like a 6 on top. Whole club rockin' like a 6. Rockin' like a 6 on top.
The underdogs on top.
rockin' like the
Rockin' like a 6 on top. This nigga did it again. Let me put you on the game.
Hello, pretzels, and welcome back to the tripod. We're going to kick things off this week with NXT. Starts off with the Ava staff meeting in the parking lot. Daytime saying keep an eye out for fuck shit because of the shenanigans. Tag team turmoil starts with the Hard R's versus the New Catch Republic with the worst song in the business. The Hard R's are eliminated. Berto and Garza out next. Apollo Crews distract Berto and Garza, getting them eliminated. The Good Brothers out next. Pete Dunne rolls up Gallows. Chase U next. Book's hatred for Andre never ends. He loves him some Dookie, though. Ridge takes a bullet for Andre. Andre pins the big strong Oi for the win, so Chase U have a tag title shot. We get the token women's disagreement in the locker room. Big ups to Rock's dad. He's dead. Ethan Page to the ring. Demands Javon's match to be scrapped. He beat Javon, so it only makes sense. Ava out saying, check yourself before you'll wreck yourself, son. Sean Spears out to give his 2 cents about Javon. Trick out. He'll fight everybody. Brawl ensues, and hard RVD for the save sticks. What did you think of the kickoff to this week's NXT?
I like the little thing we have out in the parking lot because, we have always talked about the NXT parking lot. So about time that they finally actually wised up and get some extra security out there so that way they can carry them out. Match-wise, we had the tag team turmoil. It wasn't bad. Not bad at all. I mean, it was a good match. We got some tag teams on there. Every once in a while you do got to get all your tag teams out there, put a little shine on them, let you know who's in there, who's backstage, who's been in catering, and who's actually on the roster. So that way, when they do get a push, you know who it is. So match-wise, it was a good tag team match. Everybody got their stuff in. We got to see people. Ethan Page coming out. We kind of had an idea where this was going after the Battle Royal. I mean, he technically wasn't eliminated. So then when he ended up pinning Hard RVD, you kind of figured, okay, we're going to get some kind of shenanigans going on, which I believe we will touch more on later in this fine episode. All of them come out. Trick, Trick being the champion that he is, saying he'd take on everybody. Trick's going to do that. He's a true champion. He's a strong, confident champion. Sean Spears comes out, wants to get a little piece of the pie because, Peyton Royce is a little busy, so he can't get a piece. He's gotten a piece of that pie, but now he's hungry for some more action. Yeah, twice. He went back to that buffet line twice, which I don't blame him. Don't blame him one bit. But so he threw his name in and going to get himself a little action. So pretty good, nice way to start off NXT this Tuesday night.
Not bad, not bad. CEIZAR, we had the tag team turmoil, and then Ethan Page out there running his mouth along with that segment. What'd you think?
That's Stone Cold's cat.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Ava got the security putties out there on lock. It was Roman Reigns' dad, not The Rock's dad. I understand. They all look the same to you. I get it.
Exactly.
Samoan is Hawaiian for nigger. That is a classic fact of life we have discovered on this podcast. So I can't blame you on that. Cannot blame you on that, sir. But The Rock's dad is dead too. So, rest in peace, nigga. All Ego has the worst music. Not the New Catch Republic. It's definitely All Ego has the worst music.
Nah.
It's way worse than that.
No, when they come out saying New Catch Republic, that's Sagay. At least Ego it's listenable, but New Catch Republic, nah.
Yeah,
Can't listen to
you
that
can't
shit.
even sing the first
Def
3 notes
Rebel
all
is
ego.
just ruining the
Yeah,
soundtrack to this
this
modern era.
correct,
I
correct.
can. I can sing it because I hear it. And unfortunately, I listen to it.
Biggs, you the only one that listens to it. At least you know New Catch Republic says New Catch Republic. You couldn't sing Ego's song if the Lord himself said he would cure your Betis right now. You can sing it. You know you can't sing it. It's trash. But anyway, I
Oh no, it's
digress.
not good, but it's not the
Yeah,
worst.
I think it's the worst. I think it's
They're
just
way
trash.
worse, way worse.
Uh, but
But
yeah,
Def Rebel,
all
yeah,
the tag teamers was out there. Even our boys, the hard alls, out there. You know, getting them some pay window. Nothing wrong with that. We love to see them out there. Yeah, New Catch runs through everybody. Who else was out there? The Mexicans was out there. The evil Mexicans was out there, right? I don't know. It was Tuesday. I don't remember what the fuck happened. I think it was the hard R's, New Catch, evil Mexicans, the good bros, and then oh yeah, Chase U. And then yeah, angry cracker cheating to help Chase U. Ain't no wrong, no bit cheating. It ain't cheating if you try, you know. You ain't trying if you ain't cheating, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, however that phrase goes. I don't know how the fuck that shit goes, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And they get the dub. They go in to fight Fast and Frazier and whatnot. Then we got, all ego. He beat Bouncy Cracker last week, about 2 weeks ago or some shit like that. Bouncy Cracker won the battle royal. Sean Spears out there just talking shit, determined, and then Trick just trying to whoop up on the nigga. So we got some shit going on, and then also Sean had a match with old Trickums. Later on in the show. So yeah, we setting up some things, trying to get some shit popping for this weekend, which will be this weekend, which they had a pay-per-view. So everything's falling into play. Ava got to make some calls. She got that one bitch with her, and then she got Suit Man.
Shoot, man.
Yeah, working. She got assistants and shit. She got interns. One of them probably eating that clam under the desk because that's what interns are good for. Giving it that old, come on now, y'all know what I'm gonna say. That old hawk 2 on that shit, to keep Ava all happy, keep them teeth smiling. You know what I'm talking about. And I think that was it.
I'm tripping out because the TikToks I posted of the tripod have subtitles, and I'm reading. I'm reading what we're saying. It's fucking trippy. I didn't even know.
Have you not done that on YouTube? You can turn the captions on.
Never.
It's funny as shit. It's funny as shit having the captions try to keep up when you're going on like a fast tangent to get through AEW. That's the real funny shit because I expect them to mix up like TikTok where they try to make up a word because they don't know what it's saying. But the YouTube captions, 100% get everywhere.
Well,
Every
TikTok,
fucking word.
it's when you say Superman Stone, it says Superman Stone.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I love that shit on TikTok.
Yeah.
But YouTube keeping up saying all the ignorant shit, so good. So good.
Were you gonna say something, Sticks?
Well, I was just gonna say also they have like the almost like the script version, like when you go down to the I think the comments and you can read that. I find that funny because half the time they're wrong on that too.
I haven't read the parts where CEIZAR drops an N-bomb. I don't know if it spells it out.
I don't think captions say N-bombs. Funny story, Alexa just recently started saying nigga. Because we were usually in my drinking crew every week. I would always try to get Alexa to play a song that had nigga in the caption. So I'd be like, Alexa, play the day the niggas took over. And she would be like, I cannot play the day. One time she would bleep it out. But then she was like, I cannot play the song the day the niggas took over. I was like, you dirty bitch. You dirty bitch. And then I was about to call Bezos and be like, hey nigga, is Alexa white or black? Because I don't know, I can cancel your ass and sue your ass for some shit like this. That bitch just can't be dropping N-bombs like that.
Well, her last name is Williams, so I think that's a giveaway. Up next,
man. That could be a white Williams
versus Joe Coffey. Of course, Coffey with Gallus. Gallus shenanigans. Good to the last drop, visited the West Side and ate a cardiac kick for the 3 count. Wes on his game. Oba on balcony talking shit. Sarah, not Kinsey, interviews Tony D. Chase U celebrate backstage. Duke was about to see the evidence from last week when Ridge helped cheat for Duke to win. It was in a manila envelope. What was it, pictures?
I think it was a picture. Somebody said I got the pictures for you.
All right, I missed that. Heritage Cup champ match. It's Tony D defending champ with the family versus Nathan Frazier with Axiom. Frazier rolls up Tony for a quick fall in round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Tony D hits a motherfucker of a spine buster to score a pinfall in round 2.
Fuck that crack.
Great match. Calculated offense from Frazier on Tony's shoulder. Frazier almost scores a second fall, but time runs out. Tony hits another massive spine buster for the second fall and retain. Another great Heritage Cup match. CEIZAR, we got Wesley versus Joe Coffey, and then Tony D versus Nathan Frazier.
Yeah, old Wesley out here, trying to get some revenge from getting his monkey ass whipped from week to week with them 3 crackers. Wes always gonna try to take on the world. That's what happened. Small nigga complex. But hey, Wes be out there kicking ass, so I can't be mad at him. Yeah, he fighting old Joe Coffey and Book sitting there trying to put cream in his coffee because it's good to the last drop, but he ain't trying to get that shit from the other cracker next Sick Vic because he a rat. Always in somebody's business. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Wes do his thing, and then old Obafemi up in that scaffolding. I wouldn't trust his big ass up there. That's a big ass nigga, right? I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? When you get a little, a little weight on your little big back, you gotta have engineer crackers go up there and test the weight limit of that balcony. And there's been tag teams up there, but them niggas ain't big as Obafemi, okay? That boy is thick, pure muscle like a fucking tree. Okay. Wouldn't step my fat ass out there. But hey, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? Then we had old Heritage Cup. You know what? There ain't been I don't think there's been a bad Heritage match since Noam bought that shit to NXT. I think they all been cooking, and it's a great addition to have on the show, from time to time, except you're carrying around a trophy instead of a belt. But hey, still great shit. Yeah, old Nathan Frazier trying to do everything. I mean, these boys, how long have these boys had a title for? You already got them all breaking up, trying to do extra shit. Let them keep the belts and defend a little bit. You got a great tag team division. People can fight for them, but I digress. Nathan Frazier want to win everything and be all fast. Hump bitches in 2 seconds like he the Flash or something. He ain't got no staying power. They just rocking his shit on top. Next thing you know, 9 months. It happens. It happens. Take a blue chew, nigga. Beat it before you get there. Maybe, maybe last a little longer. But whatever. I digress. That was all this happened.
Sticks. We got Wes versus Joe Coffey in the Heritage Cup Championship match.
Yeah, Wes was able to get a little bit of a revenge from getting jumped by Joe Coffey and them Gals boys. It was a good match. Wes was able to come out on top, get a little momentum. Oba on top of the scaffolding talking about he's going to give him one last shot, and it's going to be his last chance at the North American Championship. So, Wes needed to get a little momentum going to that match against the big, strong backwoods guy, the big, strong blackwood tree. So, need to get a little momentum going into that. Like CEIZAR said, since Noam's brought the Heritage Cup to NXT US, they haven't had a bad match. I mean, these matches have cooked. If you need a go-to for Tuesday night, just throw a Heritage Cup match on there. This is a go-to match to have on there. They've always cooked, and this one did too. Frazier, for some reason, is looking a little bit outside the tag team window when he should be paying attention to that. Axiom's trying to keep his mind on that, especially since they had a tag team gauntlet match for the number 1 contenders to face them. But Frazier's out there looking for stuff to be able to have as a plan B, as a backup plan for if and when they lose the tag team titles. He brought in this match. Frazier usually does. He's brought it in Heritage Cup matches. Tony D taking a little bit off his game, but is able to gain some traction and be able to retain. Great match. It was good to see Tony D was able to hold his own in these matches and come out unscathed. I mean, I still think there's a little bit of an injury. I don't know if I want to say stank on him, but you're always kind of just a little bit worried when Tony D's in a match. So it's good to see as he's starting to build up some equity in matches that where he comes out unscathed. And this is another great one to be able to have on the resume, taking on Nathan Frazier and retaining the Heritage Cup.
Great match. You guys are correct. There hasn't been one bad Heritage Cup champ. They're all great. Noam Dar, get your ass back here. I want to see another one. Roxanne Perez versus Carmen Kiddo. Lola comes to join commentary as Book puts his wedding ring in his pocket.
I've seen that shit.
Don't shake Vic's hand. He's a snitch. I still love Carmen's stiff karate kicks, my favorite move of hers. Roxanne puts her away, though. It was a decent quick match. Lola talking trash in Espanol the whole time. Gets in ring afterwards and spinning back fist Roxanne. Cue the gyrating. She takes Roxanne's title. Speaking of Noam, he gets a promo via FaceTime to Metaphor. Main man Mensa loves Metaphor. He pours his heart out as Miss Jackson is licking a lollipop in the background. This was the best fucking Mensa promo ever done. But
the fact that he's so on site, he is on site with Ego, and they're still not giving them a match, which means Ego is not going to be in that four-way. The four-way means no rules, which means Mensa gonna beat his ass in the one shot all the way out. It's gonna be a five-way, or it's gonna be a four-way with Mensa, and Mensa gonna be fighting Ego.
Ariana Grace versus Sol Ruka. Still looking good. A little hiccups executing a few moves, but still decent. Not a fan of the stupid surfing on Ariana's back. Let's get rid of that move. Ariana gets Soul snatched. Soul wins. She needs better shoes or more training on them ropes. Don't screw up a heat wave. Sticks. Roxanne versus Carmen Petrovic. And Ariana versus Soul. And any thoughts you have on the on-site Mensa?
Carmen and Roxanne. I mean, it was a nice little quick match. You're able to get another woman from your women's division on, a little TV time. Having Lola come down and do some commentary continues building that story that they have between her and Roxanne. Roxanne picking up the dub, and then trying to go for the back fist again like she did 2 weeks ago, but Lola's like, because she got that Chalola green in her, and she ain't no dummy. She knew what was coming. She was able to grab it, and she was able to hit the 305 on Roxanne herself, and walks out with that championship. So that's a little bit of a statement. The Mensa Metaphor backstage segment. We've talked about Metaphor as a group backstage. Great on camera. On-site Mensa stepped up this week. Noam's on the two-way. He's on the FaceTime. Miss Jackson back there looking great, licking that lollipop. Lash standing there doing the Wendy Williams. He's doing the back and forth with everybody. And on-site's pouring his heart out, saying, these guys are more than friends. They're family to him. Touching the heartstrings while also hitting the funny bone. So they did everything with it. It was great to see. It was great that they came back to that they can do something like that. Then you had Soul and Ariana. We've had about 2 or 3 weeks of just backstage stuff for Ariana, so it keeps her fresh in your mind. We've talked about how great character work she does. In ring, she's still doing good. She's still improving. Soul being able to, like we talked about, to adapt that soul snatcher like an RKO out of nowhere, being able to do the soul snatcher out of nowhere is only improving her stock as a contender. She looked good. She's looking good coming back from that knee injury. Got a little momentum, picking up the dub. Now she's a #1 contender for the North American Championship, Women's North American Championship, which her and Lonnie has got potential to be a great match with both of them. And they're both super athletic. Both can do just about anything in the ring. And if Lonnie messes up, man, she's gonna get a soul snatcher out of nowhere. So I mean, that match is gonna be great. We had 2 good women's matches. One quick, get a little progress storyline. One showing the in-ring ability of both women. One, the soul match, showing the improvements that Ariana is continually doing, while Soul is building up wins and continuing progressing past her knee injury.
Before I forget, I knew Metaphor was going to be something special when I first saw that entrance. When they first came out with that entrance, I was like, whoa, that's different. And then they started doing those different, remember the Metaphor Lounge? And they used to come out in different outfits. Like the zoo outfit, man, that shit was fucking funny. Leave them in NXT. Do not call them up. You guys are fucking up your talent you're bringing up. Leave them in NXT for the love of Christ. But I digress. CEIZAR, Roxy versus Carmen, Ariana versus Soul, and any more thoughts on site Mensa?
Yeah. Petrovic's been cooking, Yeah, her kick's phenomenal, but she's a leggy woman, so and then she does that, that karate shit. So they should look good. Her character works fine. Like, it doesn't really need to be tweaked or dialed up or any. So just more time in the ring with her. As we all know, NXT probably has the best women's division of all time. We can see the talent on the main roster that's come from that division. They've all had success, but injuries and setbacks, can hurt a bitch, can hurt a cracker too. I mean, shit, that's what happens. But yeah, Lola cursing in Espanol, and Book's like, hey, what that mean? He's like, I told her to, she's smiling. I told her to shut her mouth. He's like, ooh. I was like, damn, Book, that's your girl in the ring. That's your girl. But that little Latin hottie, get out there shaking that ass.
Vic even said something about that. He said something about Booker's allegiances to Roxanne, and here he was chatting up with Lola.
He was flirting with that toxica. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I see you, Book, you dirty nigga. He already on the front porch, so he can't get no more outside of the house. You know what I'm saying? Charmel ain't going nowhere. She know when Book ain't trying to flirt with these young broads. He bringing that blue chew dick on home, so she ain't going nowhere. It's cheaper to keep her, Book. Cheaper to keep her, you dumb nigga. Anyway, then we got On Site. That ain't the main man. That's On Site fight night. Fuck that. Put that nigga in that group with Sheamus, cause it's On Site fight night. If that nigga see Ego Page, okay, that motherfucker ready to throw them rights. Like, I can't believe Ego signed off on this, because it's fucking hilarious. Every single time I see it, it's fucking hilarious. I mean, my man just be existing, and Minta in 2 seconds is in the air, off camera, in the air, and Ego just be walking. And then you're like, that's the best part about wrestling, when somebody knows what they're doing, because he's got to look like he doesn't see this cracker every time. But he knows that this nigga is going to be in the air, stage left, in 3 seconds. And he's just like, yeah, Ego Page, bitch. Walking around. Shit, nigga. Last second. And then Mensa On Site whooping his cracker ass, just throwing rights and lefts. Still don't have a match book between them two. This is genius. This is genius. He's still worried about the title. He's still worried about the main event. But yet every week he's getting the dog shit kicked out of him by one man. They're going to put Mensa in the Battle Royal. Nope. Whoop Ego Page's ass. Just every week. Every fucking week. And he's like, yo, why he keep whooping my ass? What? I find him. I send him home. But why does he keep whooping my ass? Because he ain't whooped your ass in that ring, dumb nigga. You know how wrestling works. Anyway, next case. Yeah, Sol Ruka versus Mixed NXT. We know Sol Ruka can cook when she got the right shit on. Yeah, she probably does need some wrestling boots. maybe not getting, something with some more grip. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't slipping on the ropes. Ariana Grace, she just needs matches in the ring. Yeah. Character work on 1,000. Great. TikToks are pretty funny too. I randomly on a scroll saw her, pretty fucking funny. Character work, 100%. Social media work, 100%. Just got to get her in the ring to get some matches. But Soul versus Kaylani, this is going to be good. Maybe we get a swerve. Maybe we get somebody turn. I don't know. Oh yeah, Prince Nana. I don't know whether they will. Kaylani stay a face. I don't know if they'll take the chance because they've turned Fallon heel. They turned somebody else heel. I don't know whether they'll turn Soul heel because everybody likes the Soul Snatcher. When you got a good finisher that everybody likes, it's hard to make that character heel because the crowd wants to cheer for him. But this could possibly be a better match than Roxanne and Lola. But still, probably both going to be great.
Sure. The main event was Shawn Spears versus Old Trick Willie. All Ego joins commentary.
Mm-hmm.
Better keep your eyes open, All Ego. Something fishy.
Damn right. You don't know where that nigga at. He whooped your ass all episode. He been crying in the back.
Very funny exchanges on commentary. Trick whooping up on Spears. You got Trick slap chance. Heading into commercial and picture, main man Mensa attacks All Ego.
The legend.
Nowhere,
the legend.
on site.
The legend.
When Trick unleashes them dreads, it's on. I'm glad Shawn Spears is in the main event. The guy can go, and he deserves some spotlight. Get that elite stank off him. Another Jensen run-in helps Shawn Spears pick up the win. Security drags Jensen away. Commentators never mention Jensen. It adds a small sense of making it seem like it's a freak run-in, but on the other hand, it's happened almost every week. They should at least say, well, some nutcase just ruined the main event, or we need a restraining order on this fool. He won't stay away or something. I don't know. Well, I'm curious to know where they're going to go with that.
Yeah.
But Ava comes out and makes the NXT Championship match a fatal 4-way at Heat Wave. It's going to be Shawn versus Trick versus
Young OG.
Javon.
And
Trick. Well, Shawn, Trick, Shawn.
Ego.
Ego.
But we know what's going to happen. Mensa, yeah, you already said it, CEIZAR. What did you think of the main event, CEIZAR?
Yeah, all good shit. Ego, great on commentary as well. A true pro, as we know. We know Ego's a pro. Got years in the game, so obviously multifaceted. He was even funny on the mic when he was in AEW. He was good on the stick, good in the ring. They wait till the commercial break to keep your dumbass watching that little corner. They know I like to fast forward through that shit. They know I like to fast forward through that shit. And I said, hold on. I had to roll back. I don't like to roll back.
You saw the pink braids. You saw fisted pink
braids.
Right.
You damn right. I had to roll back. Y'all know how much I hate rewinding shit. And I had to roll back because I saw on-site Mensa, the living legend, whoop that ass one more again. Like, come on, man. Come on. They showed that man was in the arena. They had him cut a meaningful promo. I wish we could have got I know that crowd was hot when main man Mensa came in there and whooped that ass during the commercial. I know that shit was hot. But of course he did. And then he had Jensen in the hoodie or some fuckery fucking around. Shawn Spears, first Shawn Spears said he's already beaten the young OG, which he had. Already beaten the young OG. So yeah, now he's fighting Trick, and he beat Trick too. So I mean, the man said, "Yo, I done beat 2 out of 3." You know what I'm saying? Or 2 out of the 4. You know what I'm saying? And he can't pin himself. So, yeah. So he said he deserved it if he got something. A lot of people online were hating because they're like, your champion shouldn't be pinned while he's on a run. But as I've always said, when you get done with a championship run, that champion starts taking L's out of nowhere to figure out how to get back just because they haven't been defeated in so long. And this wasn't a title match. This was just a match. Just, hey, man, you fucking around in my shit, whatever. I didn't mind it because it led to Shawn Spears getting in the four-way match. So I didn't mind it. What I'm saying? Hey, look, but like they're still plotting that Trick is the most. Well, I guess not the most because you got the young OG, but if you watch the Indies, you kind of know who this kid is out of the year. But Trick as a champion is the most unexperienced champion versus guys like Shawn Spears and Ego, who've got like what 10, 12 plus years in the game. So it's experience versus just young tenacity champion. You know what I'm saying? So why can't he sneak one? The title wasn't on the line, which title's on the line. Trick would have found the strength because of plot, to kick out and whatnot. But the title wasn't on the line. Little fuckery. He's the heel, cheat shit, gets the dub. Now we back at it. Now it's a four-way, which Trick will find a way to win. I don't know who he's gonna pin. But he'll find that way. He'll have to dig deep on this weekend coming up. So I didn't mind the finish at all because it's gonna lead to that match at the pay-per-view. I thought it was a pretty good finish. And yeah, I want to see Ego and Shawn Spears get some dubs so they can have a claim for new fans to be like, well, why the fuck is this guy in the main event? Yeah, Ego signed the contract. He wanted a jank. He lost to the champion. But why should he get another shot? Like, who the fuck is this guy? If I didn't know him, I'd be like, who the fuck is this cracker? Why is he getting main event shots? Show me why, because he's a seasoned veteran, not just have Vic and Book tell me that, but he's a seasoned veteran in the game. He knows how to pick his spots if he's a heel, just like he did. Young OG wrestled once. Then Ego's like, yeah, you can't beat me, bitch. Shut up. And then he has to wrestle Ego again and then gets fucked up and loses. Yeah, because, just even though he's all ego, he's still feeding the ego of other people else because he knows how that shit works and kills them with it later. So I thought it was a good match. And I thought it was a good setup to the pay-per-view. And I think it's going to be a pretty good pay-per-view.
Sticks, the main event of NXT this week saw the chairman take on the champ. What'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. Like you and CEIZAR said, it's good to see Shawn Spears get some shine in the main event. We know he can go. We've seen this back when he was Perfection, and then when he was in AEW. We knew what you were doing, what you had in him, and they didn't really properly use him. Now here, he's still trying to get traction, but having him in a main event match with your champion is a good way to show what you have with him while also putting a young, athletic, inexperienced champion and with a guy that has experience to be able to pick up some stuff. All Ego on commentary. I mean, we know he can do commentary. He's essentially as one of the few or many wrestlers that you have that are 5-tool guys. He can do it in the ring, on the stick, on the commentary headset. He can do it all professional. Like CEIZAR said, liked how they drew you in to the commercial picture in picture to be able to see on site, get them. So that was nice little tweak and little sprinkling of that have it on TV so that way you don't just fast forward through the commercials if you DVR it. Match wise, good match. I'm on the fence with the whole Jensen and Briggs thing. Like they're one, they're trying to do like JBL 2.0, and the other is this guy that got canned but just keeps showing up like I mean, you could have done different ways to have it so that Spears was able to pick up the dub. Like you could have had the on-site ego thing kind of spill in the ring, out the ring, Trick gets distracted. But I mean, I guess you can wait and see where this goes with Jensen and Briggs. Like they're both. Well, I mean, it's just you're breaking them up, but yet they're still kind of on the same trajectory. Like you're still trying to get these guys a lane to be able to be in NXT. So I mean, we'll wait and see when we get that. like CEIZAR said, I have no problem with the champ losing in a non-title match, and especially with something like this where there is a little bit of stakes into it. Now Shawn Spears is able to put his name into that hat, and with Trick having kind of some, I don't know if I want to say lackluster championship matches, be able to throw him into a 4-way with two, and I mean a young OG. He's young on the main stage, but in the indies, so he's good. He's got experience there. So with, I don't know if you want to say 2.5 experienced people to be able to carry, I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Like Shawn, and even if you have on-site ego stuff going on in that match, you still got Shawn Spears. He could direct traffic. Young OG, like I said, and like CEIZAR said, big in the indies, got the indie experience, so he's going to be able to kind of, he'll be able to kind of guide the ship with this match. So, all in all, great match. Like we talked about, Shawn Spears getting that shine, great professional. And it's good that they gave him a match with the champion. He came out on top, and now he's going to be in a legit championship match. And he's going to show you why he is a great, experienced veteran, along with all ego, and along with the young and up and coming young OG who has a rocket strapped to him. Now Trick's got, I mean, these are 3 things that Trick has to overcome. And if we know one thing about Trick, he always finds a way in these matches. So this is going to be another great thing for your champion who is young, athletic, and inexperienced, but he's going to be able to build on this. And I mean, I'm going to assume that he's going to win. So this is another brick in the foundation of his championship reign. So, all in all, great way to end NXT.
So,
can I ask a question
but-
real quick? Ask a question real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
What if this leads to Briggs and Jensen following Shawn Spears? Because he said he's been looking for lost talent, guys who aren't getting over, to train under him. What if this is also a play of them trying to get noticed by Shawn Spears and gets them, because they've never been heel. Well, I guess Briggs has, but whatever. But I guess Jensen was just pussy whipped, so that's not being a heel. What if this gets them under him, and then he still tries to treat them as singles guys and doesn't put them back together because he knows they can work together, but tries to have them as singles guys, like one going after the Heritage Cup, one going after the North American title?
I think that's a good idea because Briggs and Jensen, they need something more. I think it'll help both of them. It'll help them show a different side of their characters, and then it'll help Shawn because then he could be a leader of a dominating faction. They could be a faction together. Hopefully win some gold. I don't know, we'll find out, but I think it'll be a great.
Yeah, because I mean that would be, and then even still, like, let's say they cheat Tony D out of the Heritage Cup. Like, let's say they give that to Jensen. You know what I'm saying? Because he hasn't had singles gold, but Briggs has had better singles success because he's been in bigger matches. That even gives you a 3-on-3. Spears, Briggs, Jensen, the Don, Stacks, and the lawyer guy. And shit, Fallon's a heel. She could come back too. Fuck it. Fallon wants some shit. He could help cheat for that bitch. Maybe she gets the North American title shot as well. I'm just saying that they do have some options there to play a really good role for, like you said, Shawn Spears. Maybe he just wants, I don't know. He has his own wrestling school, and I'm not saying that you don't get into wrestling not to get belts, but like doing some mentorship like that, because he runs the school, he teaches people how to wrestle. Now he can literally be on screen teaching these guys how to get their career over. You know what I'm saying? Like, this could be the perfect setup for him now versus like when he was there before, he's trying to get himself over. Now he's building up stars just on screen. So it's a bigger role. And then like they could move up, but he could still stay there maybe and still do shit like that.
So the next time we do see you peoples, it'll be after Heat Wave. So I want to throw a little prediction because like CEIZAR alluded to earlier, it got me thinking. CEIZAR said Ego ain't gonna win that fatal four-way. Onsite Mence is gonna come take him out of the match. So that got the gears turning in my head. And I was thinking, what if tomorrow they have a match? And if Mensa loses, he's banned, like
Banned from ringside or something.
he's barred from ringside. And so Ego goes into the fatal four-way all confident, like, oh, nothing's gonna stop me now. And then
Right.
as Ego's about to win, here comes
Yeah.
fucking Noam. And Noam jumps the ropes, and then he becomes on site. Noam beating the shit out of Ego. Ego just can't get these guys out of his fucking hair.
Would fucking be phenomenal. Yeah. Like I don't know how quick Noam is back. Just because you never know on the FaceTime. They maybe want to seem like it's longer or not. That could be a ploy. That shit would be funny as shit. He's like, look, how about this? How about this? No other people at ringside. Trick, I know you got fans. Sean Spears, like, how about like DQs or something? They interfere with the match. That helps you out win. That way this crazy mofo ain't gonna beat me up and make me champion. Yeah. Bar me from ringside. But then like you said, like they don't attack him during the match. Like Noam attacks him like on the way down because he's like the 1 or 2 out. So therefore the match hasn't started. Like not all 4 people are in the ring, and like whoops his monkey ass and takes him into the back, and then he just comes out later or something.
I know for a fact tomorrow night on NXT, Ego is gonna go up to Ava and be like, "What the fuck? Keep this guy the fuck away from me!
Away from me.
You gotta
Yeah.
do something about this motherfucker."
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's something that will be addressed. I guarantee it. But
Fucking Bounty's gonna be like, no, he's my manager walking me to the
he's
ring.
my valet.
He's my valet.
He's my valet.
Yeah, I like
Um,
Mensa. He's a cool dude.
So I just want to do a quick highlighted Impact review before we get to the massive review that is Forbidden Door. So I will just talk about something funny. I'm gonna talk about something funny because there were matches that mattered on Impact, but I'm hoping you guys will cover that because we had Sammy versus Steve Macklin. The main event was Dolph versus Rich Swann. But
Actually,
what I
Sticks,
want to talk about.
you name what match you want to talk about. I'll talk about the other one.
Okay. I want to talk about Alan Angels versus COVID Kushida. Kushida makes short work of Angels with the hoverboard lock.
Mm-hmm.
And then the master of the black skeet bum rushes him and tries to hawk Tua in Kushida's mouth.
Yeah, he does.
Security putties for the save. This story is by far the most entertaining for me because it's funny. First of all, Alan Angels looks like if Styx worked out. Like if Styx worked out, that would be Alan Angels right there. That's what I think when I see
Oh,
Alan
bald
Angels.
dude with beard, just
That's
being all
him.
muscly swole.
And then we got COVID.
No, he'd be
Yeah.
if I worked out, but you kept in the dryer for like an hour and a half too long.
All right, there we go. He's talking shit. ABBW season 18 major feud. Alan Angels is gonna fucking mince a sticks in every one of his matches.
Wasn't Alan Angels was 5, right? In AEW,
Mhm.
he was
Mhm.
5, and he had that long blonde locks,
Yeah,
right?
he had the hair back in the day.
Man,
Remember when he got
night
fired?
and
He got
day.
fired and came back, and that's when he shaved it.
Night and day difference on looks with that guy. But yeah, that was funny. I'm the supernaturalness. See, Impact has something for everybody. It's got the Master of the Black Ski. We got Kushida, and it's hard to not make the comparison to COVID-19 when Kushida he comes
That's
out
what
in a
Alan
lab
Angels was
coat.
saying.
He's in
He
a
was
lab
like,
coat.
he was like, it's funny you the Asian guy trying to make a cure for.
He's got
We
the
don't need
little
to talk about
chest
that. We don't need
too.
to talk
Like
about that. Yeah.
it's just it's fucking hilarious. I don't know if he's gonna cure fucking Jonathan Gresham. I don't know where this is going, but it pops me every time I see another chapter, another page in this story of COVID, Kushida, and Jonathan Gresham. But yeah, go ahead, Caesar. What's your highlight of Impact?
So my highlight actually was the main event. Oh, Rich Homie Swan, DJ. Who
DJ
cares?
who?
Kid.
Who?
Kid. And fat ass nigga AJ. But yeah, Him and Dolph cooked it up in the ring. I thought it was a really good match. I do have a question for you, gentlemen. If you could go Rascal style, Dominic Mysterio style, and get something on the knuckles tattooed or on the hands, I know it's a little last minute, so I'll ramble about the match, and then I want you to think about it. You can even use the thumbs if you want to put them up like that. But if you could get something tatted on the hands, what would you get? I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about my boys. The A, the B, the C out here fighting them rascals, which Kraken did have rascals, or the RCLS, as he likes to call across the nucks. Back on the same page, fighting in a little triple threat. ABC got the dub with the one, with the one and the two. But anyway, yeah, Rich Homie Swan and Dolph, man, they cooked up a good old match, and yeah, it's for a spot in that match at Slammiversary for the title. And Dolph said I like the promos they did before it too. Really, really good. Dolph, Rich Homie Swan saying, I'm not looking past that wanted man, but he is everywhere. He's in Mexico fighting, he's in New Japan fighting, he's here fighting, he's making enemies everywhere. He's not focused on just his title. I mean, that's why he lost the first time. And I've been a champion, and I know how to be a champion. And then turn around, Dolph said the same thing. He goes, This guy has been where I've been, and then he's come here and he made himself a champion. He knew what it took and dug deep and did what he had to do to become a champion. So I like the way they're playing on that as well. Dolph saying, yeah, I'm going to steal the show. I'm going to steal your girl. And then I'm going to steal the main event. And did they cook? Hell yeah. Absolutely. Finish I thought was inventive. Just a little slow on Dolph's thing, because if he would have snapped him with that DDT and popped him up and then hit him exactly when he came up with the zigzag, it definitely would have been more, but he still did it. I ain't mad at it. The super kicks at the end, both guys just being so drunk, selling good that they were like standing up and then hitting the reversals. I thought it was a little bit better because I thought the match Sticks is talking about, no offense, Sticks, I know you like your boy Death Machine, but I thought it was finisher heavy. If that's a thing. Like they kept talking about how the guys were hitting signatures or finishers over and over and over. And I guess I get that because they are fighting for a spot for that title, but I kind of feel like that's more reserved for a main event match versus like still a really good, I'm not saying they were bad, a really good middle of the card match between two guys who were champions.
You're talking about Sammy. You're talking about Sammy
and Macklin. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about
I was saying, if I got to rate the two matches, I like the Dolph Homie Swan match a little bit better.
That's interesting because I liked it too. I liked the match too. But on Twitter, they shit all over this. And I was like, why do you hate this match? And then they said, because they kept slapping their thigh when the headbutt, super kick, that's why they hated this match, because you could see them slapping their thighs. I was like, that's why you hate this match? This match was a good match.
Oh, so trying to get the pop of the super kicks order. It doesn't matter. It was still a great match.
It was a good match.
Still a great match.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Did you like it, Sticks? Did you like the main event?
I'm on Twitter, but
I liked it. I thought, don't get me wrong, I thought Eric Young and Josh was just a scotch a little bit better.
No, granted, if we're talking 2 weeks ago, Eric Young and Josh.
Yeah, but last week it was properly placed. I will say this. I mean, both guys can go, and when you saw that they were matched up, you weren't going to be disappointed, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
CEIZAR, mine would be for medical reasons. It would say type 1. That's what it would say on my fucking nuts, by the way.
Nice. But still, great matches. Both great matches. I'm not gonna say they weren't both great. Like, I was I was thoroughly happy about the matches from not watching TNA for a time, and Sami Callihan being back. He's only gonna improve the product, because he's fucking Sami Callihan. He's dope. He's been doing it for a while. The guy can go. He has great promos. He's got great crowd work. So just another top guy in the business.
Is that the match you're going to talk about, Sticks? Sammy
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
okay, well, let me just throw in my quick jab here. The negative I don't like about Sammy is when he goes, thumbs up, thumbs down. Like, dude, do your fucking move. He's gonna reverse it. Like, you give him too much time to recuperate. Stop with that shit.
Everybody panhandles now, Mangria.
That's
Everybody
crazy.
panhandles. Obviously, you don't watch the 6 Feet Under podcast on YouTube.
Thumbs
do you?
up.
You don't?
No, let's save this for when you know the dude is out. Like, he's done. Then go thumbs up or do it faster. Just don't say it. Just go. And then drop his ass. Because every time he does that in this match, for example, this match, the dude countered a couple times because he was doing that shit. But I digress. Sticks, go ahead and wax about Sami Callihan versus Steve Macklin.
Yeah, like Mangria, like Stone Cold ain't never flicked nobody off before stunning him. Like somebody didn't watch the tape. And just be like,
No, I'm just talking about Sami Callihan. He's taking too long to say thumbs up, thumbs down. There's a major difference between this and
yeah. But if it's Stone Cold and I see this,
that's like a poor Mississippi.
If I see this,
goes,
if we've been wrestling for 20 minutes, and I see this, I know there's a kick coming.
Well, he does it when his opponent's like this. Then he goes.
Well, when his opponent was like this, he turned his back and he started yeah.
But anyway, we all
look at his watch.
That's McMahon saying, "You make sure he gets his shit in."
Yeah. He ain't like Mensa. He ain't like Mensa. No warning, just in the air, whooping your ass.
Austin's our cash cow. You make sure he does all his gimmicks. Damn it. Keep sucking, Stephanie. No, go ahead, Sticks. What do you think?
That probably was actually real. Probably real.
I'm not going to take anything away from the main event. Main event was worthy of the main event. What I liked about Sammy and Steve was that, like CEIZAR said when they talked about the videos before the match, I liked it because with these videos before these two matches, because one, Sammy's only been like a one-time champion. It's been like 5, 6, 7 years since he was a champion.
6 years since he's been champion.
So he's hungry, like he's hungry. Like, and a lot of people forget he won that championship from Brian Cage, and then he went on and put on matches with Tessa Blanchard when intergender matches were. Yeah, when intergender matches were.
Brian Cage was
that's back when he could win.
Beat him in a cage. Ironically, he beat him in a cage match.
Brian Cage used to cook.
Wait, he has W's?
Yeah,
Cage
he used to cook. When Brian Cage signed a contract with AEW and Taz, it was always lose wrestling. When he was in TNA, he used to cook.
You want to go back and watch good Brian Cage matches? Get on Impact Plus if you have the subscription, or if you still got. I think they got rid of the YouTube thing, but
I have TNA Plus. Thank you.
TNA Plus is cheaper.
My bad. TNA Plus. Go back and watch some of those Brian Cage matches. He cooked like AEW. Brian Cage can't even wash the jock strap of TNA. Brian Cage, like, it was good. And like I said,
so he kept the name. So he's Brian.
He was always the machine. He was always the machine, Brian Cage. But TNA Brian Cage could wrestle circles
because his wife was a ring announcer. And Sam, they even leaned into that too. Like, they leaned into that. So it was great. Like CEIZAR is saying, TNA Brian Cage doesn't hold. I mean, the AEW Brian Cage can't hold a candle to TNA. And then the program he had with Sammy was great. They talked about how, like, they were really good friends. And how that was back when Sammy had OVE, Ohio versus everyone. I mean, it was good. And like I said, after he was able to clear Brian Cage, he had a program with Tessa Blanchard, put on banger matches with her. I mean, that was good. That was good TNA, man. It was
That's
good.
another reason why is it wrong to say that's another reason why I love TNA is because the men get to slap the women around.
They
That's
they
why.
leaned into it. I
That's
mean, it was
why.
good.
That's why. That's why I've always wondered why you never watched Lucha Underground, because Lucha Underground was just like anybody can wrestle any
Did,
Penta,
didn't you
Penta and
say
Chelsea
Chelsea?
Green.
Yeah, Chelsea. Yeah.
Yep. Penta was doing business on Chelsea Green like he does business on the dudes in AEW, and she was giving it back just as good. And you're just like, damn, these motherfuckers don't care for life. And Lucha
Lucha
Underground.
Underground was underratedly one of the best things you could watch. Like, it was so great.
Rey
And the
Mysterio threw a
stars.
nigga off a third-story building and threw a fake table and some shit. And I thought he killed him. And this is after he actually killed a nigga in the ring, which made it even better.
And now smash cut to Chelsea losing to Zelina Vega on fucking SmackDown.
On fucking SmackDown. Some bullshit.
Hey, she's gonna be Miss Money in Bank, so I don't give a fuck as long as she gets that briefcase.
Hey, we
Saturday.
were talking about that before it was cool.
Tripod official. You heard it here first. Please do something right.
She wins that Saturday, boys. We're gonna spend like a straight hour just talking about how we called
I might
it.
even drink.
I'm gonna beat my dick on live TV. I swear for God, if Chelsea Green wins that shit. Yeah, Mangria gonna actually drink again. Make Mangria drink again. Triple H. Fucking put that shit on Chelsea Green.
Sticks, go. Did you finish talking about?
But anyway, the videos that they aired before that they had of Macklin and Callahan talking before the match, oh, it's great because you could feel both guys are hungry to get back to not only be in a match for the championship, but to win that championship. Like, even Macklin, it wasn't a TNA champion, but there's always been that cloud of, well, the reason you got it was because Josh Alexander was hurt.
Was it hurt?
Exactly. Like I mean, Josh Alexander, longest reigning champion, but there's always that asterisk to it, and there's always going to be kind of an asterisk to Steve Macklin. And Sammy hasn't been champion for, like CEIZAR said, 6 years, and he's climbing, he's clawing back. So both these guys want to get there. Now, like CEIZAR said, it was a finish heavy, but the thing that I took from that was it was finish heavy because both these guys, they wanted it. Like, it showed how much that they wanted to get that dub, to get into that 6-way match, to be able to do whatever they need to be able to win it. I like I like Sammy. He did the Samoa Joe. Macklin did the scud through the ropes onto the outside, and Sammy just walked away. Like, I like that. It was, you could say it was a slow, methodical match. Like you said, Mangria, the thumbs up, thumbs down that you did 1,000 times. You could have gone without it. I took it as it was part of the match of like the timing, like he did to allow Macklin to be able to catch his breath, to be ready for what was going on. There's always chemistry and flows in matches. But after, I mean, I think for Sammy, you should only do it like 2 times max. First time, obviously, doesn't work, but then the second time does.
So I'm excluding the beginning of the match because they kind of both did a finisher at the beginning. I'm kind of like wiping that out. I'm talking about the end where they both hit a finisher to set up a finisher. Like Sami Callihan hit that top rope Death Valley driver into the pile driver 97, and then he kicked out. Like, that's 2 finishers in a row, bro.
But let me ask you this. You see that just about in any WWE, AEW, and even TNA match anymore. Sure. That a finisher finishes up. I mean, look at Seth Rollins. He uses the pedigree, and that isn't even a setup to the stomp. Like in AEW, some of these guys are using Seth Rollins' stomp, like Moxley is, to set up to like not even to set up to like the
We ain't
paradigm
talking about
shift.
AEW. You know we don't like AEW. So
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying finishers like 5-10 years ago are now even just being setups to like finishers, or not even setups anymore. I mean, Macklin hit like what 5 Busaiku
knees, right?
and
That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
No,
So I
but
mean,
what I'm saying
finishers.
is, if this was the main event, I probably wouldn't complain about it more than being in the middle of the show.
But what I'm saying is, if it was probably the main event, maybe it might be scripted. I might like those two might have done things a little bit differently, maybe if
That's what
knowing where the spot of the match is. But like I said, I'm not mad at what the main event match was. I thought the way that it rode out, it was worthy of it. This match, I wasn't mad where it was. Um, I thought with the finishers, it just showed you how hungry both guys are to get back into title contention. Like they're trying to pull out all the stops. Like Sammy's gonna do an avalanche Death Valley driver to Cactus Driver 97. Macklin's gonna hit Infinity Busaiku knees to get to his finisher. I like the way that they did the finisher. He did the KIA.
Yeah.
Sammy was coming into the ring. Like
Yeah.
I like that he did that, because Sammy, as a former champion and as an experienced guy, it showed that he still makes mistakes and that you shouldn't take your eye off the ball even when you're coming in the ring, because a lot of times we see this in a lot of matches. Sometimes these guys do that, like even when they go in like feet first, dragon screw to leg, or if they're facing a heel, the heel like throws the ref and kicks the rope.
Yep.
This shows Sammy lost sight, and he got hit with the finish. Like he got hit with a finisher, legit finisher, and he lost. So now it's back to the drawing board. While Macklin is moving on to be a part of this 6-man. I thought the match was good for where it was slotted at. Now, like I said, the main event match was worthy of the main event, but I thought where it was with the two guys and the pacing of the match, I enjoyed it. I was sports entertained.
It's making me look forward to Slammiversary, man. That's gonna be a good fucking.
That's gonna be a real good pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view. Speaking of pay-per-views,
okay.
We had a Forbidden Door open.
There we go.
From All Trash Wrestling.
Yeah, here we go.
This is usually my favorite pay-per-view of the year. Sticks, let's knock out the 0 hour real quick. First we had
I ain't watched that
5
shit.
matches, Sticks. We had Kyle Fletcher versus Serpentico. Fletch wins. Black Magic Crack of Shit versus Private Party versus Gabe Kidd and Roddy versus Kyle and Ishii. Black Magic Crack of Shit win. Buttlander, Whoa, and Ching Chonga with Stokes versus Willow and Tam Nakano. Tam and Willow win. Mariah May with Tony Storm and Luther versus Saraya with Harley Cameron. This was an Owen Cup match. We got Tony outside and curlers. It was funny. Nigel simping. That's the best part, of course. Saraya remaining on pre-shows. Mariah wins. And then the final pre-show match was LIJ versus Mystico and the Lucha Bros. This was a good match. Finally, a good match on a fucking pre-show. It was insane lucha action. Mystico gets a submission victory. I actually rated it too. I gave it 5 solid pretzels. It was worth my time. Sticks, if you want to say anything about those 5 matches, go for it.
I thought the Kyle Fletcher match was the quick, nice match to be able to get him back on track. He lost the Ring of Honor championship or TV championship down in Mexico. So it's nice to be able to get the rebound dub on that. Mariah May and Saraya, like you said, Tony out there. Kind of surprising with her having a match later in the night that she would be out there, but it shows her as a proud supporter of her protege to be out there. I like the way how Mariah picked up the dub. I like how they're continuing to have her do that. Saraya doesn't really need to pick up the dub. She doesn't really need it. It was good to get her on TV, get that pay-per-view check, stuff like that. And like you said, the main event of the pre-show, when I saw that this match was put together, I was hoping it was going to be the main event, and I wasn't disappointed. Serpentico, Lucha Bros, I mean, come on now. We know,
Mystico.
we know all three. Mystico. Yeah, Mystico.
They all look the same, right, Sticks?
Yeah, well, when you have Itco at the end, I mean, you can either do mist or sit.
It's fill in the blank. Fill in the blank.
Yeah. I mean, on season 20 of ABBW, it's gonna be Stixico. I'm gonna come out in a mask. So, I mean, we gonna bring Lucha. We're gonna bring Drupa Liche to ABBW. So stay tuned.
That's funny.
But no, I mean, when we saw this
already
match,
had that, so it's gonna be White Boy Echo.
That too. That might be my tag team partner.
Jesus Christ.
But when you knew this match was put together, it was going to be a good match. And it was. It was slotted right where it needed to be. Main event. All three guys, Mystico, Ray Phoenix, and Penta. I mean, Phoenix has been put on some performances and singles going into this match. I mean, he had a really good match. What was it with Jay White? That was really good in the Owens. So I mean, you knew he was going to come out when he was tagging with these other two hombres. They were looking for the dub. And you had New Japan guys coming in, so it was going to be tossed up who's going to win. I gave it 5 in the salt. I thought it was great. I thought it was a good way to leave 0 Hour and lead into the main card. But all in all, it wasn't a bad 0 Hour. I mean, it had its ebbs and flows, and you knew going into this pay-per-view it was going to be a boatload of matches because Tony Khan left the forbidden door open from last year going into this year, so they were going to bring in everybody and anybody they can for both organizations. And all in all, it wasn't a terrible 0 Hour.
Well, one nice thing I can say about this pay-per-view is they just had match after match after match after they just kept boom because they have 15 to get through. They had no speed bumps, match after match because he knew we got to get these folks out of here before they get on Twitter and start complaining. The main show begins. Speaking of Tony trying to keep people happy, it's Hechicero versus the hometown hero in MJF, who we had a failed crowd surfing attempt.
There we go.
MJF shenanigans to start the match. The mad scientist, Hechicero, playing his part, being the heel, working the arm. Hechicero is by far the best wrestler character from CMLL, in my opinion. MJF hits a Panama sunset, sunrise, whatever the fuck they called it.
Long Island
Brainbuster for the win. It was a decent match. They weren't reinventing the wheel or anything here. I gave it 4 pretzels and the salt sticks. What did you think of the first match of the main card?
Yeah, I thought it was good to get MJF in there, get the crowd pumped up, and then he could kind of he could pick up the dub and just slide to the back. Like you said, Hechicero, this guy's innovative. Like they called him the mad scientist of what was it, Lucha Libre, but also of CMLL. Great spot. This was great to have him kick it off on one of AEW's, one of their bigger pay-per-views, to be able to get on there. That's great for him. He showed why he's a good talent, why he's a great talent down to CMML. Immediately started working on MJF's arm, which ironically MJF would do back in the day. He would start doing that to set up the salt of the earth. So Hechicero was like, I'm gonna one up you. I'm gonna do what you normally do, these guys. All in all, like you said, it was a good match. I gave it 5. I thought it was a solid opener. It played to the crowds, to their favorite, got him there. Failed crowd surfing attempt, like you said. Hechicero came out, was played a great heel. So all in all, I thought it was a decent start to Forbidden Door for AEW on the main card.
Yeah, Caesar. This is actually the sixth match that this crowd had to sit through. The main card has started. It's Hechicero versus MJF. Caesar finally tuned in to
Yeah.
Forbidden Door. What did you think of the first match of the main card?
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I mean, I know it was a quick build because obviously this had to be made Friday or Saturday. I didn't watch that show. I didn't watch Friday or Saturday. I watched Wednesday. I didn't watch Friday or Saturday. Wednesday, some good shit with Danny Garcia, MJF, and Bruv. I don't know how that's gonna play out, but I think there's gonna be some fuckery
Well,
involved.
Saturday had great between Bruv and Swerve, so that was
Yeah,
good.
so I might go back and watch that because Wednesday had some good swerving, bro. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, sure. MJF came out, failed crowd surf. They made fun of him. Nigel cooking on the mic all night, all night. I was pissed because it was a 5-hour pay per view for me. It was a 5-hour pay per view because I had to wait for at least the first hour before I could start watching. Because otherwise, it was 15-minute intervals, and I wasn't doing that shit. So I had to wait for the
Yeah,
first 3
hey,
quarters.
hey, I had to wait till like I wait. I usually try to watch a little peek behind the curtain. I usually AEW pay per views. I usually watch the next morning. Usually about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. I can do it. I had to wait. I had to wake up at 4 o'clock this afternoon to be able to watch it because at noon they still hadn't dropped the replay. At that point, I made a decision. Fuck Bleacher Report. I'm going the Triller. If they're gonna start putting this shit, Triller, I think had the replay up ASAP. So I was like, fuck Bleacher Report. But
You need to
I'm
start.
sorry.
You need to start stealing this shit like I do. Okay.
I know,
Jesus
I know.
Christ.
But I'm sorry I interrupted Caesar.
No, you good. That's wild. That's wild. Um. So
So
yeah,
this
I
is
mean,
fresh on Styx's mind. This is fresh.
yeah. Like this man. That's why he wasn't commenting on Sunday night about shit. That's why because he ain't seen nothing.
Sunday night
Uh,
I was watching Wednesday, TNA, Friday, and Saturday when you guys were going off on Sunday. So that's why I was
no,
like,
I mean,
no, I'm gonna.
I'm not gonna lie. I watched TNA this afternoon. I watched TNA at like 1 o'clock. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4. Like it was a great sell job by MJF because he had the soldier surgery, so it's believable. Uh, what was that cracker's name? I don't even know the cracker he was fighting. But
Hechicero.
yeah, whatever that nigga. I mean, sorry, that wetback. So the wetback was working the arms, and he was cooking them, and yeah, MJF was selling it. They couldn't use one arm, and they were doing shit, salt of the earth, hitting them pile drivers. I mean, the wetback was cooking in the ring. I mean, he was hitting moves from all over, and then tried to steal the old Ric Flair. You know what I'm saying? I thought, it was showmanship. But yeah, it was in Long Island. It's his first pay-per-view match back. He was gonna win. I gave it a 4.
Up next, it was
I'm rating off vibes right now because
Tanahashi and the Acclaim versus the Young Cucks and Okada. We got a funny rap by Caster, a longer than usual rap by Caster.
yeah, pay-per-view rap.
47-year-old Tanahashi dressed like an 80s pop star. We
Sure.
got CM Punk chants evolved into fuck CM Punk chants,
Yeah.
evolved into he got fired chants.
Yeah.
Final day of Pride Month, so Anthony Bowens was at his peak homo power. Again,
Pickens hard.
nothing special here. It should have just been on Dynamite. Okada pins Mitsubishi. I gave it 4 pretzels. Caesar, what'd you think?
One of the only thing that gets me on Wednesdays is Okada calling people bitches. It's funny to me. It's funny to me. I like it every week. He's telling the crowd, shut up, bitch. He came out Wednesday and said, scissor me, bitch. And then Max Caster hit that shit in his run. He said, you blonde hair bitch, calling everybody bitch. You just acting like a bitch. Funny as shit. Entertaining. Yeah, and then scissor me, Daddy Ace. Good shit. Yeah, the match. I ain't care.
Nobody did.
I ain't care. Because I mean, the real match is the Acclaim versus the Young Bucks, and the real match is, are they gonna drop these titles? That's the real match. That's the real question. Other than that, I did not care. Yeah, Matt gonna run all around the ring and then do the kiss on the cheek. Okada gets the win over the New Japan guy. Theme of the night. Theme of the night.
Third year in a row.
Bro, I don't know why they even have these. If I was New Japan, no. Whose money?
Tony is making it rain on them
But-
chichangas. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying?
he's got to. He's got
Well,
to.
here's the thing, boys.
Because
Here's
the fucking the fucking president of the company got pinned in the second match of a 4-hour pay-per-view. And this is the third year of them having this pay-per-view.
But boys,
There's only like 2 or 3 New Japan guys that gets dubs. And even then they're white.
let's see, because later on in the pay-per-view, AEW is traveling to Tokyo next year. Like, they're doing Wrestle Dynasty with AEW, CMLL, and New Japan there at the Tokyo Dome. So let's see.
Nobody's
New
gonna watch
Japan
that.
I'll probably end up watching it on Triller,
Of
maybe.
course you will, but all right, fine. Unless, I'm not paying to watch that. I know it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't pay to.
Tell you what.
The only thing you paid for is the cock peacock to watch that stuff. But I mean, outside of that, you ain't paid for
It's
shit.
$9. You know what
pay for that.
You know what sticks? Remind me of the date. Remind me of that fucking date, and I'll watch that shit online for free. Tell Sangria to get the Fire Stick, and we'll count the wins between companies. Just count the wins, Sangria. We ain't got to rate it. Just count the wins. It's wrestling. Don't act like you don't want to watch.
Wikipedia. Wrestle Dynasty.
All right, so Sticks, me and you will talk about that dirty nigga. That dirty nigga.
That's like January 5th or 6th of next year. So we got a ways to go.
Well, Sticks, we got a trios tag that no one gives a fuck about, and the president ate the pinfall. What'd you think?
I'm just gonna say this. I like Okada's heel work. I love, like Caesar said, the bitch, him rolling up in like fucking Lambos and fucking Ferraris, the cross handshaking with the elite, and even in this match when he was gonna get ready to do when the camera panned out when he would normally do the Rainmaker, instead he just did the big old middle finger to the crowd. I like Okada's heel work.
He's good.
I didn't know how it was going to go, but he has leaned into this and has taken it and ran with it. I like it. This match itself, it's unanimous across the board, boys. 4 for me. This was just a thing to be able to get the Acclaimed and the Young Bucks while also getting Okada and was it Tanahashi, because even those two guys have history. Young Bucks and the Acclaim, like Caesar said, and like you said, they got tag team championship match coming down sometime down the road. So this was a storyline progressor while also revisiting some history from two guys from New Japan. I don't know. It's an all right match. I mean, it was probably better that it was in the second match of the main card instead of the second to last match on this stacked, overbooked fucking pay-per-view. But it was all right. That's why I gave it 4.
This needs to be the thumbnail of the episode. All of us doing this.
Bitch, and just call it bitch.
Because we've all done it this episode. I just noticed after Sticks did it earlier. Up next, Bryan Danielson versus Shingo. This is an Owen Cup match. Nigel hating on Bryan.
As he should.
This was Caesar's favorite part of the night.
You're damn right. This was one of the best matches of the night.
It reminded us of the Hawk Tua moment when Bryan spit on Eddie Kingston.
Commentary.
Shingo nearly committing a homicide, hitting a vicious brainbuster to Bryan while he was draping from the apron to the outside.
No, it was totally legal. Totally legal.
Nigel's like, count him out. I think Brian had someone tell Shingo to borderline murder him. Like, don't go easy on him because that's how stiff Shingo was being with Brian.
Loved every
I'm
minute.
glad I saw Brian's acting from the Osprey match because now I refuse to believe his dramatic selling of anything. But he does he does tell a hell of a good story. Brian makes Shingo quit with a motherfucker of a Fujiwara armbar. It was decent. Finally, a decent match besides that 0 hour lucha match. I gave this 6 solid pretzel sticks. What did you think of Brian versus Shingo?
I thought it was a good match. But also I'm gonna get so tired of seeing Brian sell these injuries all the way up to the finals of the Owen Cup. I mean, we had, like you said, he started really selling it during the Osprey match, and now we got this. We're gonna see this on every match. And to me, if you're gonna keep doing that, it's just gonna take a little. It's gonna take some away from me from this match. So I mean, it was an all right match. I gave it 5. I mean, we knew who was going to win. I mean, going forward, I mean, you might as well book Brian to at least make it to the finals, and then you might have a toss up depending on who he faces. But I mean, they keep playing this stuff, and it's like I always in the back of my mind is like, this guy legit has had bad injuries. So what's going to happen when you have a legit injury? Like, you're gonna play this up so that when you do, everybody's gonna be like, "Yeah, you were
He's
talking."
the boy that cried wolf. He's the boy that cried
Yeah,
wolf. And when
exactly.
he actually gets eaten, Doc's just
Yeah,
thinking, he's okay. He's
yeah.
just
So
selling.
Yeah, the
when
ref
you
ain't gonna
keep
believe it.
when you keep playing with fire, at some point you are going to get burnt. And when he does get burnt, no one's gonna feel sorry until you see like Sean Watt, Ross Sapp, or fucking Meltzer
Meltzer.
actually say, no, he actually got hurt. And then we're gonna be like, well, fuck, we didn't know. He's
Yeah.
been selling this shit for the last 5 months.
I mean,
How are we supposed to fucking know?
everybody in the BCC except for Moxley has like tape on their back and shoulders and got that cuppy shit on their back, except for Moxley, because that nigga white boy crazy and he don't get injured.
By the time Brian makes it to the finals, he's gonna be wrapped up in so much kinesio tape. He's gonna look like a broken fucking vase.
He's gonna look like the fucking mummy, and Tom Cruise and Brendan Fraser are gonna show up to try to fight his ass in the finals. Yeah, I said it. And Magria just got the reference. He just got the reference and fucking laughed at that shit.
Oh, what'd you rate? Oh, you said 5, right?
Yeah, I gave it 5.
CEIZAR, Brian versus Shingo. What you think?
This shit's a 1. I'm with Nigel. Fuck this nigga.
Up next, the AEW Women's Championship match. It was timeless. Toni Storm with Luther versus Mina Shirakawa. Timeless Lady Liberty with an inspired entrance. Mariah May hands flowers to both of them. Mariah looking extra good in a short.
You know it's Sangria.
Them titties be tittying.
Titties was tittying.
Them titties. Watching how good of a wrestler and character Toni Storm is, it's still unbelievable how WWE dropped the ball with her. Mina hits a top rope DDT that was unique. That was unique having Toni up there when she did it. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Pleasantly surprised with how good at this match was. I thought it was going to be a stinker because I wasn't sure of Mina's capabilities, but she was good too. Toni retains, and then the 3 women les out. Yeah. I gave it 6 pretzels with the mustard, CEIZAR. What did you think of timeless Toni Storm?
Hey,
this is Mina.
Yeah, Mina with her big fake greasy titties walked down to the ring first, and Mariah May out there.
Her ass? Her ass looked like it was wrapped in tape too.
Yeah, and walked down there, and then Mariah got the flowers for both the bitches, and then yeah, and the crowd work. Oh, beautiful for space, nigga. I was wearing a hat. I had to take that shit off. Toni came out there looking like Ghostbusters 2. Fucking Lady Liberty. Oh, Jesus Christ. Shit was so good. Luther. Always on deck. Always on deck like a good soldier he is. Like a good soldier he is. He was on deck. Tony sashayed that ass down to the ring. And then they had a phenomenal match. Yeah, it was a better match than I thought, too. I thought they were going to have, like, a little okay match. No, the bitches was hitting. They was hitting. Yeah, they was hitting on all caliber. Mina was trying to hit that shit with them titties, sliding in the ring, and they got hit with that little hip attack in the beginning. I was like, good goddamn. Mariah in the chair, she waiting to see what happens. You got your best friend, like Nigel was cooking on the mic. You got your best friend versus the woman that's mentoring you. How are you gonna feel? Nigel saying hits shoe. He wilding on the stick. You know what I'm saying? Taz and Excalibur got no answer for Nigel wilding on the mic. Okay. He was out here worse than fuck faces. He was like saying it in real time. Match cooked. Tony got the dub. Nigel crying from that beautiful experience. Standing ovation. Man was Taz calling him a bitch. He got a tissue. He was crying. That boy Nigel cooked the whole night. I was with him the whole night. He hating on Daniel Bryan. I hate Daniel Bryan too. Daniel Bryan doesn't need 85 pieces of healing tape and the little cuppy things on his back to beat Daniel Bryan. He just does that shit for fuckery. That's why he's getting a 1. That's why he got a 1 last week. If you want me to elaborate, that's why he got a 1. He's better.
Did you hear when they were talking about Danielson and catering? He was like, Nigel was like, he's a vegan, so I don't see his ass in catering.
Catering, yeah. And then it was something funny. He said, like, this crowd is hot for him, but who hates Daniel Bryan? Oh, wait, I do. I was like, damn. I was like, my man Nigel.
I didn't realize I rated this match higher than the Bryan Danielson.
Of course you did, because you don't believe Daniel's fake ass either. You don't believe this nigga. Come on, Sangria. It's going to be every tournament. Daniel's going to fake an injury all the way to the finals. And then, just like he lost to Eddie Kingston in that last tournament, and then give him the respect because I told him he never beat me because he ain't shit. And then just like that, man, get the fuck out of here.
Fuck that Tony Storm versus Mina. What'd you think of this AEW?
Oh, wait.
Women's Championship?
I did give this 6 in the salt.
That's good. I gave it.
I know. I was entertained. I gave it 6 in the salt.
Salt. We got the mustard.
Mustard, and then we got some HLA.
That's right. So sticks. We got salt. We got mustard. Well, I'm curious. So, what did you think of this match?
I thought this was a good match. I was interested to see how Mina was going to wrestle on a big pay-per-view with title implications. Like, they talked about her history in Stardom. Obviously, her and Mariah had some. So they obviously think highly of her to be able to bring her over and put her in a big program with Tony and Mariah. And she did not disappoint. Like, she came out of the gates hot. Like, she came out after Tony. And it kind of took Tony back by surprise. I like the cuts to Mariah looking good, sitting on that chair, still having that internal struggle of who she gonna side with. Tony, she fought back. She was able to come back, pick up the dub. I gave it 6 in the salt too. I thought this was a great match. It made me want more. I hope they bring Mina over more, because out of all the women that they brought over from either Stardom or from Japan, I thought Mina has been the better one so far. And she leaned into that heavy storyline of doing a 3-way with 2 other chicks. So you know what? I might give this 6.
She did say Wednesday, like, it's not a forbidden door, it's permanent. During that promo when she hit Mariah May with the bottle, she said it's not a forbidden door. I think she's part of AEW now.
So it got 6 the salt and a blue chew afterwards, because I tell you what, it made you want to see. And if you saw some of the stuff afterwards,
you see that
Twitter? Saw them 3 sashaying with Mariah in the middle, hands on each woman's cake. Oh man,
Yeah,
Woo!
did you not see that, Mangria?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Oh
You
man,
dirty
and the
pervert.
dance,
Yeah,
She's on the upper,
discoloration.
she's on the
Discoloration nation.
hand
and
is
then
on the upper crack, not on the cheek.
Yeah, but
well,
it was on both
it
butt.
is what it is. It's the thought that counts. It was where it was at. It wasn't lower back. It was
In
still on the. It was still
conclusion,
on
I
a
would
part
pay
of
to
the
see that
case.
video.
I would pay good money to see that video.
Oh, I would get a subscription if Tony Skeets had that on subscription based service, man.
If he was smart.
Yeah.
Next, it's Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. or Zack Sabre Cracker, as
You
CEIZAR.
damn right. You talking about his professional name.
Orange Cassidy showing his technical side against the British suplex machine.
Uh-huh.
Orange Cassidy still evolving as a character, and it shows with his attitude and his moveset.
He was wearing the dark denim too.
Zack keeps pressuring Orange Cassidy to put his hands in his pockets.
Oh
He
yeah.
mocks his lazy kicks.
Oh yeah.
Aggressive Cassidy. I can get on board with this guy. Orange Cassidy hits a holy shit of a diving DDT. Zack expert selling, of course.
Oh yeah.
Incredible fucking match. Counter after counter after counter after counter. The match ends with Zack turning Orange Cassidy into an actual pretzel.
Yeah.
Basically, he fucked him up, tapped him out. I don't think I've ever seen Orange Cassidy tap out. This got 7 pretzels. It would have got my beer cheese, but I just wish the match would have lasted longer. And Orange Cassidy like losing his mind. Like after losing, like if he would have just fucking lost it and got a chair and started wailing, then that would have got my beer cheese. I would have liked a little bit more, but still got 7 pretzels.
That's not his
I
style,
enjoyed it. I liked it. Sticks, what'd you think of this Orange Cassidy versus the British suplex machine?
The last 2 years at Forbidden Door, we've seen Orange Cassidy put on really great matches. Last year, it was against our guy, Beer Cheese Billy Goat. This year, it was against Zack Sabre Cracker. I thought this was a great match.
No.
I gave this 7, and
No.
the Hellmans.
First year was Billy Goat. Last year he had that championship and it was a 4-way. It was Shibata, it was Zack Sabre Cracker, and Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
Last year was that. Because remember, he said it's been a whole year. You had to wait for me to put my hands in the pockets again. So yeah, first was Billy Goat. Second was the 4-way when Orange Cassidy got the title win, and now it's Zack Sabre Cracker.
Okay. The last 3 years, Orange Cassidy has put on banger matches, and he didn't disappoint on this one. Like I said, I gave it 7, and the Hellmans. This was probably the best technical match that Orange Cassidy will ever have in his wrestling career. And to have it with a guy who was up there in the upper echelon of technical wrestling of Zack Sabre, I mean, this was great. I mean, right out the gate, these guys counter after counter after counter. You got a little bit of aggression from OC. Zack, like the guys that talked about, he tried to hide a little bit of that kinesio tape on the knee. OC finally found that and started going to work. Dragon screw after dragon screw after dragon screw. You saw a chink in the armor. And sometimes you wonder if OC, if he's going to do that, because he's just so laid back and whatnot. He has shown a more aggressive side in like just this last year. And I'm glad to see that. Like you said, Mangria, he put that into effect and started working on that leg. But you got Zack Sabre Cracker. Man is a 2-time New Japan television champion. This guy, there's a debate between whether him or Danielson are the best technical wrestlers in pro wrestling today, let alone in pro wrestling history. And to have Orange Cassidy go out there and put on a great technical match with one of those best guys shows you that Orange Cassidy can go out there. He's come a long ways since the Orange Julius match with Chris Jericho. Yeah. We've come a long way since that, and it's great to see that. It shows you why they put this man on TV every chance they can, and he's as much as it hates for me to say this because, Jake tugs his curtain, so it hates me to say it, but he's stepping it up. And he had another great match at Forbidden Door. And that's why I gave it 7 in the Hellmans. It was a great match.
I thought you were talking about Zach. Zach
Well, Zach's been
has
a long
come
way
a long way since the
from
Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah. But if that's the only place you saw him instead of on the Indies,
Yeah,
then,
I
yeah,
started seeing him. My
Yeah.
first time ever seeing him was on the Cruiserweight Classic.
Yeah.
Caesar, go ahead and wax about this because I got to take a leak.
All right. Well, you might want to come back for the rating, so I'll just talk about the match. This was one of my favorites. A guy who I've been watching on the Indies for years. Okay, I was excited when he came to the Cruiserweight Classic. And one of the guys I probably would have picked, but Golden Star was in it too, so there was some other people in there who I thought were gonna, cook my personal. Oh, Zack Sabre Cracker versus Golden Star in the finals. That's probably why they've never been a Cruiserweight Classic too. Because if they'd had those two guys in the finals, damn, that shit would have cooked. But yeah, the promos leading up to this were really good. They both shot videos. Excuse me. They both shot videos. They both talked about Forbidden Door. Orange Cassidy's video, I would probably say, was better than Zack Sabre Jr.'s. Because Orange Cassidy's talked about at Forbidden Door, or even with his time in AEW, how he's fought the best and the best and the best. Like everybody wrote him off, and then what happened? He fought Pac, and they were like, "Oh, well, hold on, who the fuck is Orange Cassidy?" Then I think he had a match with, he had that 3-way with Jericho. He had a match with Moxley, and they were like, "What the fuck on? Who the fuck is Orange Cassidy?" Then he had the match
refreshing. It's refreshing to see that he has a gimmick, but also that he can go in the ring too. It's very refreshing.
Outside the gimmick, because that's what happens. He has the gimmick, right? Then they're like, all right, he's got to fight Pac. He's gonna get murdered. And then you're like, hold the fuck on. Hold the fuck on. Then he has the gimmick, and then he fights Moxley. Well, hold the fuck on. Hold the fuck on. Then he has the gimmick. He wins 2 out of 3 with Jericho. And you're like, all right. That was still a little bit. Then he has the gimmick, and then he fights Ospreay. And you're like, hold the fuck on. They might have had match of the night. So then you're like, all right, it's Ospreay, the best wrestler in the world. But you're like, he didn't carry 100% of that match. It was a great match. Then they had that 4-way match, Danny Garcia and them coming up. And you're like, God damn, this cracker's showing out. Maybe he just shows out for PLEs. He doesn't show up for week to week, which is fine. Have your gimmick week to week, but do you show out on pay-per-views? Then
him being able to have a great match while catching an L is something else that is another layer to him being a good wrestler.
A great wrestler. So then he has this match finally one-on-one with the best technical wrestler in the world, Zack Sabre Cracker. And then it's Orange Cassidy. And what does Orange Cassidy do? He hits the gimmick spots when he hits the gimmick spots. But he hits the technical spots against Zack Sabre Cracker. Shows kind of like remember when Tony D won that Heritage Cup from Charlie Dempsey, and he showed way more technical wrestling than he's ever shown in a match. And I was like, God damn, Tony D need to wrestle like this. That's how I felt about this match with Orange Cassidy. Because it was Zack Sabre Cracker versus Orange Cassidy. Now, I pretty much have an idea what match you guys are gonna pick your beer cheese for. I didn't pick that match. I picked this match. Just because I came into Forbidden Door knowing every AEW guy's going over. Every AEW guy's going over. But the fact still that Orange Cassidy gave a great technical match like this, and Zack Sabre Cracker got the dub, I gave this my beer cheese of the night.
Well, there's one more match when a New Japan guy went over that we'll talk about later.
Right. But it's just one. It's 2 out of what? 18? 2 out of 18.
15.
I thought Orange Cassidy was gonna get this dub.
Really?
Saber Cracker.
Really? You thought he was? I thought there was no chance. I thought there was no chance
No.
with what happened last year and with Zack Saber Cracker.
Yeah, he beat him last year, but he pinned somebody else, right? But when Orange Cassidy started technical wrestling and not putting his hands in his pockets, he only put the hands in the pocket at one point because Zach was trying to put his hands in his pockets the whole night. And the only time Orange Cassidy put his hands in his pockets when he tried to do the Zack Sabre Jr. pin, when he hit him with the thing, put the hands in the pockets, and then leaned back with the head on the mat. I was like, oh, that would be a gold finish to pin the guy with the pin he likes to pin people with his head over him with his arms crossed, except in the pocket. But I knew Zach would kick out. But that finish where Orange Cassidy had no way to tap out except saying, I'm done. He twisted him all kinds of crazy. Those guys reverse. I love that shit. I love it when it's like reverse. Orange Cassidy looked like Zack Sabre Jr. when he was flipping him. He hit him with the feet, flipped him, put a hand, and then put him in. He was looking as clean as I've ever seen him be in a technical match. I love it when it's technical, and I love it when the guys are reverses and it's like,
but see,
where it's clean.
I
it's not a pause. It's a clean.
I also figured Zack Saber's, like the encyclopedia in his head is so in depth more than what Orange was. So we would get something like what you saw with the finish.
Yes.
Like he was going to pull something out that you hadn't seen maybe in quite a while from Zack that he was going to pull out to get that dub.
Yeah, and I think I even put it in the chat. I was like, Zack Sabre Cracker is going to get every ounce out of Orange Cassidy he can get. And he even got more than I expected. And that is why I'm giving that match my beer cheese, because he got more out of Orange Cassidy than I expected Orange Cassidy to show up with. I know there's other matches and everybody has like good shit, but he got way much more out of that match than I think any other match. So that's why I gave him my beer cheese. Go ahead, Steve.
So you can say that Zack Sabre Cracker technically squeezed Orange Cassidy
to the limit. He got that juice out. He got more than that juice out. That nigga got the pulp. He got the pulp out of that ass. And I'm sorry, that match cooked the whole way.
It did. I don't disagree.
If I had to watch the pay-per-view again, I'm watching that match first.
It was my second best match of the night.
Had a little bit more time. So, I mean, technically, they should have took it out of this next match.
Yeah. But no, I think they got good time. I think they got good time.
Versus Jericho, the Red.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're right.
Taken like half of that match's time and tacked it on to that match we just talked about.
Bro, that'd be too much. No, that'd be too much.
Wasn't as long as I wanted. Let's move on. Let's go after this. Let's go over this as lightning quick as possible because this was the worst.
All right, let's all say ones.
Second worst match.
Let's all say ones and skip to the next match. Let's be honest.
Well, hold on. There was two good things to come out of this.
All right, we do like Samoa Joe, Hook, and
it was because okay. Well, let me just read my stupid notes. Please retire, Chance. I love that Hook and Shibata do the walk away when Jericho tries to leap onto them.
Yeah.
Smash cuts to Joe like a proud papa, like, yeah, that's right. Like he was that was the
Shibata did that part in one of their matches, and Joe was like, he did the point. He was like, shit.
That was the one good part.
Yeah.
Always enjoy seeing Samoa Joe beat down people. Dick Kicker Jones Jericho over here. Then we get the second good part of this match. Another first time ever chant. You still got it. No, you don't.
Oh.
That was the second best part of this.
Hell yeah.
It was worth mentioning those two good parts. But yeah.
Wait, there's a third good part. Taz clapping at the end and Nigel asking if he needed a tissue because
Yeah.
Hook got the dub.
Hook hits Jericho with the Judas effect, his own
Thanks.
move, and he pins him. Finally, the young talent, the future, gets the dub over the dinosaur. Jericho makes the right decision and putting him over. I gave this 4 pretzels and the salt because of those, I guess those 3 things that CEIZAR reminded me about fucking Taz doing the standing ovation. But okay, CEIZAR, what did you think?
Yeah, I don't care for any Jericho match. He's almost PCO-ish for me. But
Oh,
I do
wow.
Jericho is
Wow.
PCO-ish for me.
Damn, that's mad disrespect.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm the only one who enjoys this because he's leaning into it. The fact that he's leaning into the hate makes me love it more. But I understand.
But you understand. No. The promo he cut before the match, good. Yes. Him leaning into the hate, good for character work. But watching him
But
wrestle,
then he gets in the ring.
Yeah, he gets in the ring and I don't
Then
care.
the bell rings and you're like, oh.
I don't care. I just don't care. But yes, for the sake of Joe, because Joe and Hook backstage with God, what's his name?
Shibata.
I like him too.
Shibata.
Shibata being the cameraman is hilarious with him like talking on the phone, and then Joe telling Hook about New York shit all the time.
If these guys don't become trios champions at some point, they're gonna miss. They missed the boat on it.
Listen,
Right.
As long as Shibata doesn't allow Alexa to do his talking for him because she drops the N-word, I think we're gonna be good. We're gonna be
good. We'll be fine. But see, here's the sad part because I think Christian, Killswitch, and the Young Cracker are trying to be trios champion. And I know your boy Jay White's trying to be that's a different story, a different tripod. I just don't care for Jericho in the ring anymore. I just don't care for Jericho in the ring.
Official rating?
Sure, I'll give it 4 because you liked 4 things. I told you a thing. Sure, I'll give it a 4. But that's all for Joe and them. I'll give it for Joe, Hook, Shibata, Taz. 4.
6.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short sweet. I gave it 4 for the same things that you said, and I'm gonna use this as a piss break. So go on.
Well, then let me tell the people that after this, I did hop on the old Twitter, and I saw multiple reports that people were groaning, and just like they did, just like CEIZAR and Styx did, people left during Jericho's match for a piss break. I'm not shitting you or pissing you. That's exactly what happened during this match. People groaned, they got up and took a leak. Check Twitter, it's on there. But I digress. Moving on. It was the insane TNT ladder match. We had Jack Perry versus Mark Briscoe versus Dante Martin versus Takeshita versus El Phantasmo. Don't know who versus Rush. Jack with a goat head. Okay.
Out the middle too, like the Elite.
Phantasmo fucked up Leo on the ladder big time. Takeshita rocked Dante with a brainbuster on the ladder. Mark Briscoe destroyed Takeshita with a table and ladder flying through them on the outside. Phantasmo titty twister Jones to Jack. Mark Briscoe leaps off a ladder set up on the ring apron to botch a splash through a table, which he did not do. I'm surprised he didn't blow up his fucking ankle like Edge did, but it wasn't off.
Blow up his ribs because I think his ribs hit the edge of the table.
But it wasn't off the top of a cage, so I guess it was still high though. Takeshita, Blue Thunder bombs Phantasmo. Is it Phantasmo or Phantasma?
I don't know, nigga.
I think it's Mo. I think it's Phantasmo.
Okay. Through 2 tables off the apron. Jungle Jack beats the shit out of Mark Briscoe with a chair, then steps over him, climbs the ladder to grab and become the TNT champion. Again, this is a AEW spot fest for ladders. So I don't think anyone was bleeding during this, which is amazing for a fucking AEW ladder gimmick match.
Yep.
Well, I don't think anybody bled throughout the whole pay-per-view, which is a shocker.
I gave it 6 pretzels. It wasn't that bad. It was exactly what you would expect from an AEW ladder match. Okay, Sticks, what'd you think?
I gave it 5 in the salt, like you said, spot fest, a lot of stuff going on. You kind of had a little bit of a worry when Dante came down. Like they had obviously foreshadowed about his last ladder match when he broke / had a compound fracture of his leg. And then like not even like what was it, a minute or two after they talked about it, he came off the ladder and he started holding his leg. So you're like, oh shit. Hope this didn't happen again. But like you said, spot fest, there's a lot of action going on. And I kind of had a feeling Jack was going to win because I think they want to give everybody in the elite gold, but also it leans into what they're doing with these guys. Like everybody's going to have gold, so I kind of had a feeling of it. So let's see where we go with it. I mean, Jack has taken off with leaning into this being this heel. So, but all in all, I mean, it was a good ladder match. I mean, it was nobody. I mean, Leo had the kind of the bad spot where everybody was wondering. Where I think he came out later on Twitter and said that he was okay. He just had to take an ice bath because he had can't. I think they had an indie promotion basically had came out like I think maybe like a couple of minutes after the match or something like that and said that he wasn't going to be on the card that he was supposed to be on. So that's kind of led to some worries. But I mean, you're going to get bumps and bruises in ladder matches, especially AEW ladder matches. But all in all, I mean, it kind of went off without a hitch for AEW. So 5 in the salt.
CEIZAR, we had an AEW ladder match and nobody died. What'd you think of it?
That we know of. I mean, Leo ate 2 ladders. Takeshita ate a table with a ladder on top of him. The Jungle Boy should have ate a table, but Mark Briscoe fucked up the distance, or he came up short. Phantasmo Cracker ate 2 tables. Dante Martin got just all around fucked up. Yeah, I thought it was great selling by him. I thought his leg was fucked up again. But I didn't like the finish because I feel like if the Elite would have came out and helped him win the title, I feel like I would have liked that finish more than him winning. I guess we can call it clean. Like he beat everybody else with no outside help. I feel like if Mark Briscoe was in the ring and he hit him with the chairs and Mark Briscoe got up, but then like the Young Bucks came out and like double super kicked him, then he would have walked over him and went up the title and got it. I think I would have gave it a better rating. Just because I don't know, it just felt like that because they were trying to give him the title to begin with so that they would help him see to get the title. And then it would have made his little promo shit on Twitter even better as well. So for that, yeah, I gotta knock it down like 5 in the mustard. But I would have gave it a better rating if the Young Bucks would have helped him win. Or even Okada would have came out and Rainmaker the nigga and help him win. I thought it would have been better that way.
And the end result is everybody in the new Elite hold titles that nobody cares about.
But see, it would have been better because everybody would have cheated to have a fucking title or some bullshit.
Up next, the TBS champion Sasha Botch versus the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong champion Stephanie Vaquer.
Who's got like 3 other titles from some other company.
So I was dreading this, gentlemen. I was like, oh God, this is gonna be overhyped. Sasha's gonna botch everything. This is gonna be a waste of my time.
Yep.
However, Stephanie and her Furiosa domination here coming out there. Jeez.
Yeah.
I've never seen her wrestle once. So when I saw this, I again dreading. Hold on a second. Oh, man. Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just closed out my whole screen. My wife called me and it closed everything out. Hold on.
What are you on your phone?
I don't know why it linked to my fucking laptop. That's strange.
That's what you get for trying to leak all your Google accounts.
Anyway, so the crowd was pro Stephanie, and so am I. Unfortunately, Sasha Botch wins, and nobody's happy. She has creative control, folks. The doctor has something to say about that shit, though. That was a good surprise because I told CEIZAR, I was like, if fucking Becky Lynch comes out there, that is going to be extremely disappointing. But the doctor returns, even better. I gave it 4 pretzels, and they're all for Stephanie. CEIZAR, what did you think of this title for title match? Sasha Botch now has 2 titles, and no one gives a fuck.
I could give 2 shits about in a burp about Mercedes Moné. Nobody cares. Well, I'm not gonna say nobody cares. I don't care. But that bitch she wrestled, Stephanie, what's her name? Oh,
That
girl
cooler.
can cook. Yeah, she cooks. She was in the ring. Oh my! I'm gonna call Trips. I'm gonna call Triple H. Hey, well, you know what? Fuck you, nigga. I don't need to call you because you main roster. Hey Sean. Yeah, you want a hot fire bitch? You want a hot fire bitch in NXT, nigga? You need to watch this AEW pay-per-view. You call this girl Stephanie to her drop all her titles, nigga. Cause she out here in these streets. Yo, girl, she wrestled Stephanie was about that life. I'm gonna give it 4 as well. 1 for the syllables, Stephanie, and the last one for the doctor, because she came back. About time doctor back on my TV screen, okay? I need to see the doctor back. Only thing better than the doctor being back is hopefully a couple months she gonna bring Jamie Hayter. I don't know where the fuck Jamie Hayter been. But I'm with the doctor. I like the doctor. That girl Stephanie carried that match. We know Sasha Banks is trash. Yeah, she got creative control, so she gonna win everything and she gonna hold everything and blah 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 blah. Nobody cares. Stephanie though was wrestling her ass off. She was good the whole match. She made the match even watchable.
Yep.
And then the doctor coming back. Yeah, I'm with that shit. This is a doctor pod. We all know we love the doc. She was a good thing, and Tony's been holding it down, and now we got timeless Tony, and we got the DMD. So the women's division finally cooking. They need to bring this bitch Stephanie over. You get her over there too?
And Jamie Hayter, come back, please.
Yeah, and that too. Tony, you might actually be doing something right. We know you're only going to book 1 women's match per show, you dumb fuck. So it's still going to be shit on Wednesday. But, hopefully these women will wise up and watch NXT where they have sometimes they have 4 or 5 women matches because they know that division is extra gangsta and it could lead to a main roster pool in which they'll have 2 or 3 women matches on main roster because that shit is good. Because all those women came from NXT. So Triple H is like, well, shit, I got to have 3 women's matches tonight because Sean had 4 on Tuesday. So I got to have 2 on SmackDown and 3 on Raw. And these bitches be
Stephanie, eh? No.
Here we go, this nigga. Anyway.
Does she have enough ass for NXT?
She's hot, though. She's hot and she can wrestle. So she can get in that, she can get that North American title kind of, shit. And then, she keeps doing squats. She can get some butt meat. Or, just Cora Jade it, get them fake titties or something, and then she's back in the trap.
Man, that would have been great if Skeets would have switched his, changed his mind, told the ref, hold on, the crowd likes Stephanie, switch the results.
Switch the results, yeah.
Sticks, what'd you think of this title for title match? Your favorite, Sasha match?
I'll keep it short and sweet. I gave it 4, 2, 3 for Stephanie, and 1 for the doctor coming back. And I'm just gonna say this: when we get this probably at All In Wimbledon, London at Wembley Stadium, they better not allow fucking Mercedes botch to fucking bury the doctor, because I will tell you this, that will be the biggest mistake that AEW could ever do, is to allow this chick to come in that you've overpaid and you for some reason gave creative control to come in and bury one of your pillars of your company. Like, no offense, you should have her. You should have Mercedes hold the title, tell she faces the doctor, and then you tell Mercedes you can go off, go to New Japan, defend that strong championship. The doctor is gonna hold it down with the TBS championship. That's what you do there. But if you have her bury her, biggest mistake.
Sticks,
But
we know what Skeets is gonna do. Well, we know.
yeah, he's gonna fuck it up. That's what he does.
Yep.
But I'm gonna keep it short, sweet. 4 pretzels, 3 for Stephanie, 1 for the doctor.
I want to see another Stephanie match, so I might hop on the old YouTubes and check out old Steph, because I know she was on Collision a week ago, right? Or last
Yeah.
Anyway, the match that should have happened, this next match should have been the second match on the card, in my opinion, because it was the drizzling shits. It was the new.
Should have been on 0 Hour. They should have put fucking that 6-man trios tag that main evented on the main card and threw this fucking thing on 0 Hour.
This was for the New Japan Pro Wrestling Championship. Moxley versus Naito. JR hops on commentary. I don't give a fuck about this bug-eyed Furby. Are any of the New Japan guys entertaining? None of them are memorable. None of them are captivating. The commentary with Nigel, JR, Taz, and Excalibur was the highlight of this fucking match. This match should have been, Six, past Mangria agrees with you. This match should have been on 0 Hour. Naito wins. I gave it 1 pretzel for the commentary. Sticks, what'd you think?
Yeah, I gave it 1 for the commentary like you did, and I'm already past it.
Now, see, I don't even know if this deserves a CEIZAR 632. I don't know if he reached for the book. If he sat through this, I'm going to be surprised. So everyone calm down, and here we go. CEIZAR.
Yeah.
What do you think about this match? Uh-oh, here we go.
I had to watch this bullshit
because
the main event was worthy of the main event, and I thought this bullshit was going to be the main. Look here. You want a live representation of what happened at 2 p.m. today?
What?
Okay.
He took a
Here's
shit.
Here's what happened. I watched the match before, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh. So then I'm there. I'm like, oh yeah, Will Ospreay, we're Swerve. Yeah, we gonna get it in. We gonna get it in. I'm sitting there, right? I got the beer on the counter. I'm sipping it. John Moxley versus Knight. What the fuck? What you mean? Nah, it's Forbidden Door. John Moxley should be the main event, so I ain't gotta watch it. And I was like, okay. And now JR out here with his old ass. I was like, okay. I wonder what this bitch doing on Instagram.
Let me see if this bitch Stephanie Vacour has an Instagram or a Snapchat.
Yeah, who
if she gets to CEIZAR rub, we might see her again.
She might, but I can guarantee.
Because we know CEIZAR rubbed. You know
about. I ain't watched this shit. I didn't watch 1 second of this fucking match. This match went on. I fast forwarded through this match because I could care less who won, who lost. I didn't care. I fast forwarded and then it was I saw who won and I was like, oh, all right, whatever, nigga. Good for him. Yeah, go back and eat some sushi in Octopus, you stupid bitch. And I didn't care.
Nobody did. Up next is the main event for the AEW Championship. It was Swerve with Nana and Jim Jones versus the Billy Goat, Beer Cheese Osprey. You can tell these guys are friends who have wrestled each other for years. The chemistry is there. The crowd is hot. Danny Garcia watching from the risers. We get a Styles clash, avalanche angle slam, an announcer's table spot that did not break, pile driver on barricade, multiple cutters, MJF watching from backstage. Swerve hits the hidden blade. Osprey takes out the ref with the hidden blade. And then Don Callis gives Osprey a screwdriver. And I was like, uh-oh, CEIZAR is going to stop watching wrestling forever. Here we go. This is it, folks. This is it. So Osprey's going to stab motherfucker, and CEIZAR is done with wrestling. Sportsmanship, though, overcomes Osprey. He snaps out of it. But yeah, Swerve beats up Osprey like a motherfucker, and Mercy kills him. Swerve retains. Sportsmanship from Swerve. This was a great main event. It was a kick-out fest. Don Callis stuff gave us an excuse to ask, was Swerve really the better man? Because the distractions gave Swerve time to recuperate. Because they gave this enough time. There was plenty of time. There was holy shit action. These guys pulled no punches. There was character development and Osprey growing a conscience. So story progression, character evolving, time, excellent moves. This got 7 pretzels and the beer cheese for me. Nothing got over 7 this night because sorry, Forbidden Door. Not this time. But this main event got my beer cheese, CEIZAR. What did you think of the main event of the night?
I thought it was a really good match as well. This is a really good match. This was to me, and just me, I thought this was second best match of the night. Y'all already know. I already called my beer cheese earlier in the match. The only thing I didn't like about this match is because they're both champions, and I felt like it was too early for Osprey to be fighting Swerve because we all know Swerve is probably going to get a really, really, really good run. I would have liked to have Swerve have like 5 or 6 championship defenses before fighting Osprey, because then you're going to be like, ooh, is Osprey going to start it early? Is he going to cut him off early? And obviously Osprey to have no title.
Sorry to cut you off this early. I thought they were saving this for All In. Sorry.
Yeah, no. All In. If Osprey wouldn't have beat Roddy, right? Or if Osprey never would have challenged Roddy, and Osprey would have just had matches, and then Osprey would have been like the ¡1 contender at All In versus Swerve, then I would have been like, oh shit, I don't know who's gonna win. Because the way Swerve beat Joe so early was kind of shocking. Right? And then it's Osprey and Swerve. And you're like, no way they're gonna give Osprey the company this quick. But then you're like, oh, well, they did it to Joe. They did this shit with Swerve and Joe. And this could be a great feud back and forth, kind of like you had Kenny and Osprey go back and forth. So then you're like, fuck, this could be really, really good for the company and really great main events. But it happened how it happened here, and I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna top this. I don't know who Swerve's gonna fight at Wembley.
He's
And
going to tap out to Bryan Danielson at Wembley.
Yeah, and if that happens, that's the dumbest. You're gonna get another fucking 1 from me. You know what I'm saying, nigga. But honestly, you might be right because they might have Bryan Danielson win the Owen, and then he's gonna challenge Swerve, and then he's gonna beat him, and that's gonna be the dumbest shit ever. And you know what? Fine. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. He's gonna be all taped up and mummified, and Brendan Fraser and Tom Cruise are gonna cheat just because they're like, oh, Brian's white, so we got to beat up the nigga, because he's closer to Egypt. And then hey man, look, fuck it, hey, that fucking shit happens, man. Whatever, nigga. But no, I thought this was a great match. Yeah, the only spot that went bad was the announce table spot. But yeah. I mean, everybody likes Will Ospreay just because he's such a good wrestler. But yeah, being with the Don Callis family, yeah, he should be using the screwdriver. He didn't want to. Swerve even saying that, yeah, you can't be in two worlds. You got to give up everything and blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, and then the crazy shit is like, he's going to lose to Swerve, but he's probably going to beat Danny Garcia on Wednesday because he has that championship there. The only way this really goes off is if MJF helps Danny Garcia win this title. And then we get because Will Ospreay came out there, ignored MJF, and just talked to Danny Garcia. And we get MJF versus Will Ospreay at All In.
That'd be good. If they don't do that, the only other alternative is Ospreay versus Takeshita for the Don Callis family story. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
Ospreay, MJF, excellent. That'd be
Ospreay MJF is, oh shit, who's gonna win? Who is really gonna win? Right? Because like that's what I want. I want these AEW matches to be like, okay, who's really gonna win, bro?
unpredictable.
And that's unpredictable, and they will both have a good match because they can both wrestle well. MJF is going to try to slow down the pace. Ospreay can pick up the pace, but also wrestle at a slow pace. So yeah, that's really going to be like, who the
And
fuck?
then when Aubrey's back is turned, Adam Cole's gonna hit MJF in the dick, and then Ospreay's gonna hit the hidden blade. 1, 2, 3.
There's that shit there too. See, there's so many angles you can go. With an Ospreay MJF match, that'll cook. So good. So this is what I'm saying. It's got to go that way, because that means Danny Garcia finally gets recognized. He gets a title. He's been doing the hard work since he's been in the company. He's gotten over. He's really great wrestling. You had him win against people who were higher up when he was early, and then
How many times have you said Danny Garcia and Styx hasn't done the dance? What?
Well, it's just that I'm thinking of stuff like didn't MJF like come out and tell Danny about facing him at All In London, and then Ospreay came out and trumped him to say that he'd face him this coming Wednesday.
Right. So Danny, yeah, but then MJF, because Danny Garcia was like, "Yo, MJF, about your offer," and then MJF left the ring. So he's like, "Don't worry about it." So therefore, that never got official, because that's where I think we can lead into MJF maybe interfering and causing Will Ospreay the match. So Danny Garcia gets the title. Then Danny Garcia can do whatever he wants with the title. But the real feud would be, because MJF did call out Will Ospreay when he came back, because Will Ospreay said he was the best wrestler in AEW and all this other bullshit. And then MJF kind of went over him and made fun of him. So I think that's the real almost main event, is MJF and Will Ospreay, and they could lead that into Wembley, because you would want big matches at Wembley, and that would be one of the big matches. The only other big match I could think of is if somehow Hangman comes back and challenges Swerve for the title.
Well, what was your
Because we do have a wild card spot that is open in the Owen that's supposed to face Jeff Jarrett.
It's Ricochet.
And I'm telling you, I'm thinking all this stuff with Swerve. He talked about how Ospreay didn't have the killer instinct. how Swerve can make it personal. Swerve made it personal because he showed up at this dude's fucking house and stood over his baby. Hangman's been gone. So basically, there's this like, okay, they might be gonna do a reset. Like, we might get Hangman, and maybe you get him and Brian in the finals, and that's where all this injury shit catches up to Brian. And Hangman beats him. And then we get a story with Hangman and Swerve, but now Hangman's gonna get personal with them. Swerve has his daughter. What if Hangman starts making it personal? He uses all this stuff that Swerve says that all these guys don't have, and he flips it on them. And then we get Hangman being a heel, but also now maybe part of the elite.
Hold on. CEIZAR, what was your rating for the main event?
Oh no, yeah, it was 7 as well.
Okay, Sticks. What would you prefer to see? If Tony Skeets says, "Hey, I need to call Sticks Adam," hey, Sticks Adam, I gotta ask you, do you want to see Bryan Danielson versus Swerve main event Wembley, or do you want to see Swerve versus Hangman? It's up to you, brother. What would you tell him?
Well, first off, I'd tell him I have 2 matches I could give you that you could do.
I only asked for
one.
The clock's ticking here.
Yeah, no, but I can short sweet give it to you. One, I'd do Hangman versus Swerve because you have a backstory, and Hangman could become heel. But 2, we saw after this match, Kyle Fletcher came out, who was part of the Callis family, but the backstory is Kyle Fletcher was a part of the United Empire with Will Ospreay. Now, there's been seeds planted with Will Ospreay throughout the whole time. He doesn't feel like a fit with the Callis family, especially this last month. He came out and he said, I don't need the Don Callis family. I don't need anybody coming in to help me win this match. What does Don do? He comes in, he tries to help him, and it costs him the match. Kyle Fletcher, he's out there consoling him. So everybody on Twitter is like, oh, shit, maybe we're going to get a United Empire return because Jeff Cobb was there. Jeff Cobb was part of the United Empire. But what if Kyle Fletcher costs Will Ospreay his championship this Wednesday? What if Kyle Fletcher says, hey, I came over to AEW and Don Callis accepted me with open arms. He brought you in because he saw dollar signs and a golden goose. And you turned your nose up to him and you said that you were better than him. While Don Callis brought me in, it made me feel like a family member while you have turned your back on all that stuff. So what if we get Kyle Fletcher? And I know it's not going to be a very appealing match, but storyline wise, there are a lot of back stuff to this. What if we get Kyle Fletcher, Will Ospreay at Wimbledon? And obviously, Will's probably going to go over, but you have back history to this with a lot of different story angles, but also, too, with Swerve and Hangman, you have back history because he literally hung Hangman and he broke into Hangman's house. I would tell Tony Skeets that.
You know what, Sticks? I'm going to call CEIZAR. No. What did you
do that.
What did you think of the main event of Forbidden Door, Sticks?
I thought it was a good match. I thought it was a great match. When you first start off with the counters, the head scissors, the hurricanranas, and the standing counters of them, you knew right away we were going to be in for a match. I'll keep it short, sweet. I thought Swerve hit a great, clean hidden blade. Oh, that was great. I mean, the only other person you see that can hit that clean is Will Ospreay, the man who got it hit on. And you guys talked about the table spot. It didn't break. I didn't mind it. I thought it was actually great that he went from top to hit that Swerve stomp. And, I mean, yeah, the table didn't break, but AEW, we know their tables. They don't have great tables. I mean, they're basic tables that they haven't broke. So it's a 50-50 shot with any of their tables. I thought those 2 spots were great. I agree with you, Manger. I gave it 7 in the beer cheese. I mean, when we knew this match was made, it was going to be beer cheese match of the card, unless they pulled something out of left field, and they didn't. I mean, CEIZAR, I agree with yours. I can see why you gave yours beer cheese. I thought it was the second best match of the night. So there was literally a toss up between two matches that could be beer cheese. And for AEW, that's great. That is really great that you could have two matches that could have been beer cheese or match of the night. So all in all, I mean, it was properly slotted. It was a good main event. I didn't think they were going to have the New Japan Championship just because, one, it's an AEW pay-per-view. It's in Chicago. So, but I figured they were probably going to have it slotted as co-main or somewhere close to the main event. But also, too, the two participants for that New Japan Championship match weren't going to be anybody that was going to knock your socks off, let alone make Dave Meltzer get a half chub with the blue chew. So I gave it 7 in the beer cheese.
Well, the next time we talk to you, people's Heat Wave would have happened. So stay tuned for our review and ratings for that. It should be great. We have NXT and a Heat Wave coming up. So all kinds of NXT action coming our way in these next 7 days. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Leave them comments. And we do what we do best here on the tripod, and we give that big ups to Stallion Pete.